So awesome to be here. So awesome to be here. Well, welcome everyone. Cathryn, oh my goodness. It's incredible what we're starting here. It
Mhm.
really is. It's absolutely incredible what we're starting here. Look, I'll start. My name is Jason Mangan, and I'm currently here in Texas. And man, what a journey we are on! What a journey we are on! I've been in the health and wellness industry now for about 25 years. I've been specializing as a nutritional specialist now for about 15 years. I specialize in physical detoxification and nutritional replenishment, teaching people how to heal themselves at the root cause of their pain and suffering. And I've been doing it for a while. And the blessing out of nowhere, it came into my life about 6 years ago. This incredible pure company called Purium that absolutely changed my life in so many beautiful ways. 6 years ago, I had a friend named Billy introduce it to me on Facebook. She messaged me on Facebook Messenger, and I said no to her. And the reason why I said no to her is because for at that time, for about 19 years, I was 90% raw vegan. And I just want to point out, no one has to be vegan or vegetarian or anything to join this company or even to explore or to experiment. But for my personal path, I'm very conscious. And so when Purium came into my life, I was already doing the necessary work. I was already really conscious of what I was eating, what I was drinking, what I was putting on my skin, how I was breathing. I was in different methods and techniques and modalities with the physical work and the spiritual work and the nutritional work. So I said no to it for about 6 months. And it just kept coming into my life over and over and over again. It just kept coming into my law of attraction. And then eventually I released my pride and my stubbornness and I started investigating the company. And once I started investigating the company, specifically David Sandoval, I started investigating his background, where he came from, what he believes in, and what his mission statement is all about. And as I started researching him, I came to figure out very quickly, it aligned perfectly with my purpose and mission in life. And that is about regenerating not just the human body, but to regenerate the entire world with clean food, clean water, clean soil, clean air. And that's something that David Sandoval and this company represents in their own mission statement. So I was like, okay, this is something that I got to experiment with because I know that experimentation is the greatest teacher. I have to explore with it. I have to test it out. I have to let the body feel it. And thank God I said yes, because once I said yes, I remember 6 years ago when I was at my house and I was drinking my first Purium shake. I remember the first few sips I was taking, I was like, I could feel my body become electrified, like charged up, right? And I'm very tapped in and very tuned in, so I'm very sensitive. And so as I was connecting with my body, the first thing that came up to me, that popped in my head was, you've been nutritionally deficient for a long time, Jason. You've been very nutritionally deficient with nutrients and minerals and certain enzymes and antioxidants. You thought you were getting the right amount of nutrition and minerals into your body for the last 18 years being on this vegan lifestyle, but I wasn't. There were specific greens and herbs and fruits that I just was not getting in my daily routine. And I noticed that immediately. And so I chose within that first week to become a brand partner and to align my mission with this company's mission to give people an opportunity to really fully understand that not all food is created equally. Not all water is created equally. Not all companies that are in this space of health and wellness is created equally. There are good companies, there are really bad companies, there are great companies, and there are the best companies. And I am a stickler on dealing with companies that are the best, that really focus on how they're growing their food at the soil, how they're dehydrating it, how they're processing it, how they're manufacturing it, how they're shipping it. What type of money investments are they going back into the company to scientifically prove that these superfoods are the most living, most nutrient dense, most raw, organic, nutritional food in the world? And that's what I got. That's what I got involved with. And I want to share this last point before I pass it over to Allison. In the last 6 years of eating and drinking these living foods and these living waters, I've recognized that it's given me an opportunity to dive deeper into my own purification process. It's given me an opportunity to dive deeper in my own emotional wounds and my own emotional traumas, to confront and reflect my own addictions and attachments and codependencies. This whole company, if you really play it right, on the surface level, it is the most cleanest, purest online organic grocery store in the world, by far. But if you choose to dive deeper with your own personal healing path with it, it can get you to the root issue of your own personal sicknesses, diseases, and illnesses, of your own psychological, mental, and emotional pains and sufferings. And that's what I've noticed in the last 6 years. It's given me an opportunity to not just decalcify the glands in my brain and my throat, but it's given me the opportunity to rebalance my hormones, my estrogen and testosterone levels. It's given me an opportunity to expand neural pathways in my brain, to clean the blood in the blood flow of my body, to rebalance the microbiome of my gut, which is the soil of your body. Everything starts with your gut. And the truth is, the majority of people are filled with parasites, worms, and toxins, chemicals, glyphosate, pesticides and herbicides, heavy metals. And we live in a life where we normalize all of this and we think this is okay, but it's far from okay. All of these outside contaminants affect our consciousness. It affects our concentration, our memorization. It affects your own self-love and self-worth issues. It affects how you think and how you feel about yourself, others, and our environment. And as I've continued to eat and drink these living foods, it's given me an opportunity to grow in self-love, to grow more in love for the world and for our environment. And as I'm regenerating and replenishing my physical body from the inside out, I can consciously see and look and feel that I'm doing it for the entire world as well. So, Allison, Cathryn, thank you so much for allowing me to speak. I appreciate you so much. All to you, Allison.
Thank you. Yeah. Should I go ahead and share my story? Well, thank you so much for inviting me, Cathryn, to share here. And yeah, that it's I this came into my life 7 years ago. I just started as a customer. I struggled with eczema and mental health issues, which I didn't really know were connected at that time. And someone who I was friends with, we were acquaintances, but I knew she was a functional medicine doctor, and I knew she was really passionate about helping people heal. And my whole life, I was trying to get rid of this eczema. I thought I was doing everything right. So I was eliminating gluten. I was trying to eliminate all the sugar and, all the things that they say are creating eczema. And I just gave up on ever, like, it was genetic too. I thought, my mother has it, so it must be just genetic. But I had pretty much given up on the fact that I could ever really get rid of it. And Taz, who's the person who shared this with me, she said, "Have you heard about glyphosate?" And I hadn't at the time. I didn't know what glyphosate was. And it turns out glyphosate, as I started to research, is the pesticide. It's an ingredient in the pesticides, and it destroys the gut. It's like an antibiotic because it's designed to kill all life. And she said, because here I am doing all the right things as I thought, but she was like, but that's a missing piece. Would you like to see what happens when you detox glyphosate? Because she herself personally dealt with this eczema as well. And she said all eczema, all skin issues are gut issues. And I didn't really, anyway, I was open to experimenting, luckily. So I experimented myself, and within a few days, my eczema was going away. So right away, I was like, this is miraculous. Like, I don't know like what this is doing, but not only was my eczema going away and my skin was glowing, people were noticing that, but my mental health was just hugely upgraded. Like I struggled so much with anxiety, and when I was at work, I would have certain situations like throw me into these anxiety attacks kind of thing. And at night, I would, feel very anxious and not sleep. And I was struggling with, and I was on all these medications that I thought I needed to function. And as I started taking this, I started to, it's amazing. Like I just started to reduce my medications to a point where, in the middle of winter, when I was like, normally needing these medications the most, I was releasing complete need of them. Like I just felt so good. I was sleeping through the night and I would forget to take my sleeping pill. And I would wake up feeling so refreshed and that I wouldn't need the coffee in the morning. And I started to replace the green juice with my coffee dependency. So it just really like over time as I was doing it, all the things started to get better and better. My hair, I never was able to grow, suddenly started to like grow thicker and better. My nails and all these things. I don't have my befores and after with me here, but if you could see my before and after, it was like people were noticing it on me. And so I naturally started to share it because people were like, "What are you doing? Your skin is glowing. You seem so, your energy is amazing." So I started to share it, and I didn't have a lot of self-confidence before I started, but as I started to repair my gut, my confidence grew. Like Jason was saying, how it's like when you start to heal, like your self-love is like at the end of the day, that's really the thing. Like that's what transformed so much with me. I started to love myself more. And I started to share this with passion just because as I started one at a time sharing it with people, witnessing their transformation, it became like addictive for me to just share this. Like I was so it was so rewarding that I, started to basically it turned into a business without really even like it was like at one point, people that I shared it with were sharing it with other people, sharing it with other. So it was taking off on its own without just even sharing it with a few people. It made such a great effect in so many lives. So my husband and I left our job. My husband did the transformation as well and lost 30 pounds and lost his asthma and his allergies that he suffered with for life. And so it's crazy because all these things are so different, like skin issues, mental health, weight loss, respiratory issues, allergies, they're all different. But at the end of the day, and Jason, you said that too, gut health is everything. And so when we start to repair our gut, all these things that we think are genetic or from this, or, we have all these like, it's just, oh my gosh, all the answer was always just in the core, in our root of our gut that, all these diseases and issues come up. So yeah, it's been 7 years of just continual improvement and helping thousands of people now. And it's blessed us in so many ways. We've been able to buy our own land. Actually, we live with next to the owners of the company because we also, as we started to research the owners and get to know their mission, it was so in alignment. They all like all their mission is to regenerate the soil, to heal, to get rid of these toxic, you know, these chemicals that are in our environment. And he's very passionate. And we have this land here now in California that we're regenerating our soil and growing our own little farm. And it's all thanks to this company. Like every single thing now that we're doing is thanks to this. Just because I said yes to my health, because everything else stemmed from there. I didn't know I'd be helping so many people and that, we'd be international, around the world, helping all these people and living our dreams now. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you, Allison and Jason, for coming in and showing up and sharing your story and just being here today with all of us. For me, I got started with this because I think I'm now in my third month of choosing Purium. And I got started with this because I was at a point in my life where I just felt terrible. I could barely function. I had no energy. My brain fog was just incredible. Sometimes it was even difficult for me to just even drive, like, ooh, there's a red light, I have to stop. I was having to really sometimes focus and tell myself that. And I was searching for things. And it would be, I'd already have 2 cups of coffee, and then come 11 o'clock in the morning, my energy is tanking and I'm needing yet another cup of coffee just to keep through the day. So those two things, I was like, something's incredibly, incredibly wrong. And back in 2023, I first came across Purium through Jason. And I reached out to him. I sent him a quick message. He came back and he started talking to me about Purium. I said, it's just not the right time. And 2 years went by and I just hadn't thought much about it, hadn't heard anything. And then I see it on my friend's counter and I start looking into it again. I start watching Allison, you and Jared and some of your videos, and I was listening to Jason and what was going on. And I just really started like, just really feeling into it. And finally, I was watching posts about Jason putting in about, sometimes people bring up the cost of the product, but how you can spend $8 on a coffee at Starbucks, but we're unwilling to spend $8 for something that will actually benefit our health some. And I was at the grocery store one day and I spent $80 on fruit that's going to last me for about 4 days. And that was when this is the shift. That was the defining moment for me. And I reached out and contacted Jason right away. And I started the product right away. And I started noticing, like, at first for me, I was like, this is pretty good. I like this. Within 10 days or so, I was feeling pretty good. I was noticing a shift and a difference. But it was around day 30 or so that what happened was is I opened up the Power Shake and I could smell it. And as soon as I did, my cells lit up and there was this craving for it. And I remember thinking to myself, what is this craving? Because this craving is different than your chocolate craving or your sugar craving. It's completely different. And I remember just thinking, and then my cells, the cells in my body were actually saying, I remember how to use this now. I remember how to put this nutrient here and there, because my body's never had nutrition like this before, ever. And so just to feel as incredible as I do is just miraculous in so many ways. That I can wake up at 6:30 in the morning and I have energy that lasts me until 10, 11 o'clock at night, just from this one shift in my life. I'm still doing all the things that I was doing before, working, going to the gym and all of that, but this was the major difference. Another major difference that I've seen is I've been working out and doing the gym for about a year, unable to lose weight. And I've started this, and now I'm down 10 pounds in just a couple of months with implementing this new lifestyle into my diet. And I was not able to lose weight before, and I was incredibly, incredibly frustrated with it. But now I feel so vibrant and so happy. And it was about day 45 that I realized that this was it. I found it. I felt so incredible. Things were just shifting in my life. And I contacted Jason. I said, I have to share this with people, and I'm so excited to continue on this path, on this journey, and health and healing and helping others to heal and transform their lives as well. So,
Yeah, can I share something real quick? When it comes to sharing personal testimonials, everyone, like, you get a sense of tone and you get a sense of volume and you get a sense of truth in a lot of ways. There are literally tens of thousands of testimonials that are just breathtaking. Children that have autism. Um, I've been a certified professional caregiver for the last almost 7 years now. And I work with mostly elder patients. And every one of my clients, I'm always giving them these living superfoods from Purium. And I've had multiple nurses come into the home, look me straight in the eye and say, Jason, whatever you're doing with them, keep it up. Because when I first came in these people's homes, they looked lifeless. They were white, they were pale, they were nutritionally deficient. They were struggling in their own suffering and misery. And when I came in and brought more life energy, more living food that is conscious and alive with these superfoods, I've had people bedridden being able to get in their wheelchairs and eventually be able to get to walk outside with me again. And to have a sense of feeling of pride and gratitude for the impact that you're having on the elder before they transition is something I take to the heart. And this is why myself and Allison and Jared and Cathryn and other people, we have such a strong determination and devotion and commitment to share this with others, because we're a personal testament and we've seen it with our own eyes over and over again when you start putting the right nutrition in your body. So I just wanted to share that out loud. Thank you. Allison, did you want to talk a little bit about the business?
Sure. Well, what I love about this program is everyone starts with their healing, and that's really, what draws people. So we start as customers, but and what I love is there's a business opportunity included. If you have the kind of transformation that we've had, most people know people in their life that are praying for this as well. And that's what we do. You start with you. If there's a 60-day money back guarantee if it doesn't work for you, so there's no risk. But if it does work for you, you get to share this and actually make your money back. So most people, when I started, I was in Canada, so it was a little bit more expensive for us with the Canadian exchange rate and everything. And I just wanted, because I knew I wanted to continue on these foods, my first goal was just to have my products paid for. And when I learned that all I had to do was share it with two people a month to cover my entire cost, I was like, okay, well, that's easy. I can think of two people, like right away. I could think of two people, and then I thought of two more people, and so that's how I started this business. Now there's a very I didn't know about the whole compensation plan when I started. I didn't realize the potential of it, but the potential is really limitless. And so it depends whatever your goals are. Our goals have changed as we've grown. So instead of now just having my food paid for, we're looking to buy more land and build more homes and have just bigger dreams and philanthropy, things we want to give back. Like we have a lot of people and causes that we want to contribute to, that it's just, so whatever our goals are, this will meet it. So we this there's a really it's a beautiful sharing economy. If you share your story, it's going to touch people. Someone else is going to be inspired by it. So we encourage that you experience it honestly yourself and share that authentic story with as many people as possible. And we just ask, like, even for people in my life who don't value their health yet, I think at some point, maybe hopefully people do wake up to that. But even for people who don't, they always know someone who does. So I've just been able to, through connections, through referrals, through, just meeting people. It's amazing. We've been able to help, and not even just directly, just because, sharing it with one person who shares it with one person, we've been able to help over 10,000 people now. So it's amazing. the compensation is beautiful because you're getting paid to help people. We're not selling anything, I can't sell. I'm not a salesperson. So that to me was like a turn off. I would have never done anything where I would have to sell something. We just share our own story. And it's been actually more people than you know are praying for this right now. So every one of you, if you're thinking of someone, write down some names of people who you could think of that would join you in this cleanse with you, at the same time, because this is an amazing time of year. This is the fall equinox, uh, change of seasons, entering into the cooler months now, where we need to bolster our immune system, where we want to be, feeling our healthiest. So just think of people that you can that are praying for this and do it together, and you'll see that it's just, blessing after blessing, they will unfold. So yeah. Any specific questions that anyone has, or if anyone has any question, don't hesitate to just ask. We didn't go over what the package is. If you want, we can actually just quickly just run through what you'll be getting. Um, if Do you want, Cathryn, is that okay? I'll just do a 2 minutes to just go through that. So you get it's what I love. I call it your at-home healing toolbox. It's really everything that you need to create an environment in your body to start repairing the gut and creating an environment that our body can heal itself, because that's what the body does if we give it the right environment. So I love that it takes the guesswork out. I was like Jason, where I was doing all these healing things before and, going up and down kind of with that because it was just not sustainable. And it was, juicing and all these things require a lot of energy and time. I love that everything that I had already been doing, and I was buying parasite cleanses from other companies, and it was very hard to follow because there was not a lot of support around it. So everything is included. You get this box, and it has in it 4 packages of green juice, which you're going to be having 2 a day to flood your cells with this incredible nutrition, which is like having the highest multivitamin that you could ever. There's no other. It is so complete. So you're getting this complete nutritional, uh, covering all your needs. You're getting amino acids, which are so important, especially for women over 50. This is the building blocks of everything. So a lot of, for collagen, for building bone density, for building our muscles, for hair, skin, and nails. They're amazing. Those aminos are game changers. And then you have your biomedic, which is the gut repair. And that's essential so that you're absorbing all of this. And you're going to be like this is a gut repair that also detoxes the glyphosate. There's nothing else on the market that has been proven to get rid of that glyphosate, which accumulates in our gut. And that's what's destroying our gut health. So that was a huge game changer. We want to like this is all about it's detoxing gently, but also repairing the gut biome. So it's the pre and the probiotics. And then you have a tart cherry juice, which is so delicious. Drink it in the evening. That's where it's recommended. This tart cherry juice is just 100% organic tart cherry concentrate. And it's so high in antioxidants. So fights off free radicals, like cancer cells. And it's it regenerating our skin cells, and it actually helps our body produce melatonin. So you're going to get deeper, restful sleep. And this is how I got off of my sleeping pills. I actually was addicted to sleeping pills before I started this. So amazing how we can naturally rebuild our hormones, and it's all, and then you get this parasite cleanse that you do for and it's all very clearly like laid out for you. So you do 10 days of a parasite cleanse, which is going to clean out the colon. So many people don't realize they have a lot of backed up fecal matter in our colon that's blocking our absorption and lowering our energy. So it's going to clean out your system so you can rebuild. And it's very simple. And if it was not simple, I wouldn't do it. My husband wouldn't do it, and it wouldn't have helped so many thousands of people. So what I love is it really makes healing fun and simple and delicious. And yeah, that's, people start with that. That's the starter pack. And then most people will continue with something called the core four, which is just half of those things. So you're actually, it's about $200 is the core four. and you're getting your complete nutrition. You were mentioning about coffee, being sometimes, yeah, like people are spending all this money on a coffee in the day. For that price, you can get your entire nutritional program. I think it's $6 a day it works out to. You're getting your complete nutrition of the day, which is more nutrition than most people have in a week. You're getting your gut repair, your amino acids for building your muscle and building everything, and then you're getting your tart cherry juice, and that works out to the cup of a cup of coffee from Starbucks. So yeah, that's it's really, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, Allison, I wanted to share this with you real quick. Like literally, it's really affordable. It's like you really are saving a lot of money. I'm literally spending between $5 to $15 a day. That's roughly around $300 to $500 a month for me specifically. Some people spend $100 a month. Some people spend $1,000 a month. It really depends on the individual's priority of their own value ship in their own health and wellness. That's the foundation of everything. Do you prioritize your health and wellness? And if you do, you're willing to redirect a percentage of your food and drink and water money into a company that has high integrity of nutrition, right? I also wanted to share this. This company has been around for 30 years. It started in the retail space. It's doing between 30 to $60 million a year. We're in 44 different countries. Within the next 10 years, this company is going to be a $1 billion company. It's going to be in 200 plus countries. That's how big the mission is. That's how big this purpose is. There's a big mission to bring clean food and clean water and clean soil to everyone across the world. And Purium's leading the way. Purium's leading the way. We own our own regenerative, nutrient-dense volcanic ash farms. So these plants are being picked at ripe season from nutrient-dense volcanic ash regenerative soil. It all starts with the soil, just like the body. It all starts with the gut. We're one of the only companies in the world that dehydrate our plants in low temperature at 78 degrees through a wind technology. Most dehydration companies out there that are dehydrating plants, they use outside solvents like, salts and sugars to dehydrate their plants. And they're using a high heating mechanism between 170 to 220 degrees, which completely destroys the living integrity of the plant. So you're killing off nutrients and minerals and enzymes of that plant, and Purium doesn't do that. This company is a very environmental friendly company. We're using hemp packaging, non-compostable packaging. So there's no plastic involved. So this company is not just about looking out for humanity. They're looking out for the animals, the insects, our environment, the ocean life, the rivers, the lakes, the meadows, the creeks, because we're all connected to it. Everything, it's not separate. We're all connected to it. So as one person is healing themselves from the inside out, it's a divine domino effect that's happening across the world because of what we're starting here today. So I just wanted to share those main bullet point proofs of how special and sacred this company is really about. So is there any questions at all before we let everyone go? You want to unmute yourself? There, you got it.
No.
There you go. I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, great. I lost your screen. Okay, you can hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, I'll try to get my screen back on, but I have worked with Purium in the past, and I just remember the transformation was really quick. So I'm really excited to be jumping back on board.
Yeah.
Yes. My question is, with the parasites dying off, what other things will help support so that what's that effect that can sometimes happen with the parasites dying off, and how to mitigate that, so what other things will support it? Like probably a lot more water movement,
Yes.
right? But just Yeah, I'm just not sure of, there's some other supplements I take like Shilajit
Hmm.
and like a heavy metal detox tab. And I'm just wondering if I should keep those and see how it is, or just do the Purium for a little while and see how that is.
No, great question. And then I'm going to pass it off to Allison because she'll probably have some input as well. But yes, they're definitely hydration. You definitely want to start using a particular product called Aqua Vibrance within Purium to put in your water to structure and oxygenate and mineralize your water. So that's a must. Movement is a must. So those are great answers. But another thing too is there's fillers. There's specific greens and herbs that the body needs when we're detoxing specifically around parasites. Because when we're detoxing parasites, they also leave eggs. Okay. They leave eggs in the body. So
Yeah.
specific greens like spirulina, chlorella, alfalfa, barley, and the kamut blend, the Egyptian wheatgrass, these greens need to be taken pretty much on a weekly basis. I do it on a variety throughout the month, but that definitely helps break down the parasites and then also take away the eggs as well too. To flush, we need to flush all of that out of the blood system, and those specific greens and herbs will help that you can get directly from Purium.
Okay, can you just repeat them again?
Spirulina,
Yeah.
spirulina is in your appleberry power shake. The kamut blend, the Egyptian wheatgrass, helps tremendously. Chlorella is
Chlorella.
Chlorella, spirulina, alfalfa and barley. You also get that in your appleberry power shake. But specifically, you can purchase individual superfoods like spirulina and chlorella, which you can take on a daily basis. That will actually help flood out dead parasites and the eggs that they leave in the body.
Oh, beautiful. Great. And the water one was aqua.
Aqua Vibrance, yes. Now,
Got it.
Aqua, one of the reasons why this company is going to be $1 billion company in the next 10 years is because of Aqua Vibrance. We don't talk a lot about it because it just kind of came out a few months ago. But Aqua Vibrance can literally turn pond water into mineralized spring water within 24 hours.
Oh,
With
wow.
enough concentration, it pulls out outside contaminants from your water, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride. It pulls out these outside contaminants from your water, plastics, microplastics, and it actually can restructure the DNA within the body. That's what the living foods are doing already. I can't say that publicly out loud right now because the paperwork is still coming in. And then once the paperwork comes in on the business side, then it will give us an opportunity to share this out loud so we don't get in trouble. But since we're on privately, I've been experimenting with Aqua Vibrance and restructuring my water and drinking that water, which has completely changed like my entire, like the way I feel and the way I think. It's given me a whole nother way of looking at life. What I feel most importantly is like I feel lighter. Like I feel really lighter. The energy is great. It's the stamina and the stability that I feel within like my own emotional stability and my own mental and psychological ability. Like the weight loss and the detoxification on the physical side, it's phenomenal. But ask Allison, when you start harmonizing and balancing out your psychological and mental and emotional inputs and outputs, that puts you in a whole nother ballpark of really what it really comes down to is creating peace in your life.
Yeah.
It's really all about creating peace in your life. And when you can stabilize creating peace in your life, it's like your passion and your purpose just rises to a whole nother level. And you're just so determined to share this with other people because you know what you're feeling is the absolute truth.
I love that. I love that. Wow. That's just so exciting and so awesome to know we can do this. We can activate our DNA, the parts of it that need to activate and be really online right now. Like that, we can do it. This is like an actual real way in to know that we are doing it every day. with the practices and the food and the supplements. So I thank you guys so much.
I just wanted to add also that Biomedic is a binder, is a chelator. So Biomedic will also help pull out as you're because what you're looking for is when you're doing a parasite, you want things to just like, yeah, bind and pull out so that we could detoxify. And like all the things that you guys already said, everything is right. And I would just add that it's built into the program. It's biochar, so it's like a charcoal that the Biomedic is made of that actually pulls out all those contaminants as well. And then we do usually 2 rounds because there's enough in the parasite cleanse to do 2 rounds. So you could, do another round to just make sure that all the eggs that have, hatched are also flushing out. So yeah, it's so well designed. Like all the greens that Jason included, they're all in that power shake actually. So you can go and specifically buy those individual from Purium. We sell them individually as well because I like to add in more of those things. The Camus especially, I love so much. Um, but you can just and the chlorella as well. It binds, but yeah, for it's all included.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I gotta go and thank you so much. So yeah, congratulations, Cathryn, on starting this business and to everyone who joins you. And I'm excited for you all to see what this does for you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Allison.
you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody, for showing
Jason.
up.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank